In this section I'm going to be looking at some electronic magnifiers that are portable. One of the issues that students will find is they need portable solutions that they can take from class to class, rather than desktop electronic magnifiers which are situated on a desk somewhere. They have to bring their reading materials to the desk. Here we're going to be looking at some battery-powered, rechargeable battery-powered electronic magnifiers that are small enough to be carried from place to place. So we'll start with the 5-inch screen, Clover 5, 6-inch Compact 6, 7-inch Compact 7, 8-inch Explorer 8, 10-inch Clover 10, and then finally the largest of the portable electronic magnifiers is the Traveller 13-inch screen, called the Traveller HD. So the unifying characteristics is they've all got electronic screens, they all have rechargeable batteries, and they all have the ability to choose from alternative colour schemes as well, high contrast alternative colour schemes. Each of them will have variations on capabilities and so on, but essentially it comes down to how much can we fit on a particular screen size. So if I'm looking at the Clover 5 here, and I just rest it on the screen, on the page, with slightly larger than normal font. This is not newsprint, this is actually for a book. So now we can see that at the minimum magnification, we're getting a magnification of around about 3 times the original size, and obviously we can get up to much larger sizes by pressing the button here. But as we get to those larger sizes, we cannot fit the whole word across the screen because it is of course only a 5-inch screen. This requires then a lot of left-right motion, and longer words cannot be guessed. And this is a very important factor for reading speed, that if we truncate the word on each side of the screen, we can't see the beginning of the word or the end of the word. We can't use our peripheral vision to guess that word, and therefore our reading speed will go down. But if somebody's vision is so poor that they need those bigger magnifications, they'd be better to go to a bigger screen. So bear that in mind as we move through them. So this is a 5-inch screen, a 6-inch screen, and this one is actually a touch screen here. We can actually use the touch screen controls there. 7-inch screen. Now, as you can see, we're starting to get to the point where we can get longer words on the screen. I think you won't see. Oh, that's better. I'll just move it out so it's a little easier to see. And of course, we can use the high contrast modes that we'll be familiar with the desktop screens. Then we can go up to 8-inch. It's gone to sleep. This is the Explorer 8. And so here now we can get up to large magnifications, so we can still fit the whole of the word on. So we can get into the longer words now. We're starting to get. So this word here, manifestations, we're just still managing to get it across the screen, whereas on the Clover 5, that same word, we would not be able to fit that on the screen. Then we move up to the 10-inch screen, the Clover 10. This is actually a very popular screen size because we're now getting to sizes where we can fit columns across at large magnifications, and so I'll just make that bigger. So here now we're starting to get large magnifications and whole column view. In fact, with the Clover 10 we can actually use a joystick here to actually push the still image across the screen. I'm going to just make the image a lot larger, and our choice now is we could either move the Clover 10 left and right, as we did with the other devices, or we can press the joystick to slide the still image left and right, and backwards and forwards and so on. So now all of these so far, I've been resting them on the book or the paperwork. This is all very well for flattish books, but for very bendy books like novels and so on, with a lot of bend in the spine, it can become quite an issue for these devices, especially catching on the edges and so on. So we then look at perhaps the possibility of using something raised up slightly off the text, so we don't have to worry about the actual shape of the book. And so with this, we might be moving to something like the Traveller, where it's actually suspended above the book here, and we can increase the magnification. And now what we can do is actually just move the whole of the Traveller screen left and right. So even at large magnifications, we can actually still move it across with quite a lot of travel without worrying about the gutter of the book here. This concept has been extended now to the Traveller, from the Traveller to the Clover, where we can also use a reading stand to raise this up. I'll just go and get one and show you. So the concept of the reading stand for the Clover 10 is that it has some fold-out legs, like this. And the Clover then collapses the feet. We slide the Clover into the frame, and then we can then position the book underneath like this. And another thing you might notice is this working height now actually allows for handwriting, so that we've actually now got enough working room to actually be doing coursework under here as well. So this is starting to be quite a powerful combination solution for the portable 10-inch screen. It is also possible to orientate the Clover this way up, turn it around, and then we can actually view the whiteboard at a distance, because the camera can zoom in quite a distance. So I'm just going to see if I can do that through the window here. So looking out the window here, we can actually zoom in on details at quite a distance here. And that's fixed so that the student can actually have that stable without having to hold the device. It is possible always to hold the device, of course. So I can actually remove this from its frame, and I can actually use it. I can hold it myself and zoom in on distant objects. But there is the whole issue of wobble and so on. So much as for students using an iPad, they'll have the same issues of having to hold this still whilst they're looking at distant objects.